from Los Angeles, California. We're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Hello there, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name's Kevin Kraft, joined once again by a man who has donated his pants and underwear to science and is currently jacking his boner off with an unwashed beaker. That's Geoff Clark.
That's MSPH Hall of Famer Geoff Clark to you, motherfucker.
No, it isn't. And beaming to us from the deepest depths of the ocean, the bearded, booger-eating whale dingleberry known as Shuddy Boy.
Ooh. Brah, brah.
Yeah, apparently nothing of interest happened on MSPH Wrestling while I was gone, so no need to recap that.
No, the main event was whack. We definitely don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about how I solidified my legacy as the second greatest performer in MSPH Wrestling behind Bat Dad. Wait, isn't Skeletor in there as well?
So is Clowny Hair. You're the fourth.
Fair enough. Best living member in MSPH Wrestling history. I guess Clowny Hair and Skeletor are eternal, those fuckers. But yeah, you get my gist. You get the gist of my point.
I mean, I feel like at this point we have to launch an investigation. Like, we need the DOJ involved. We need a special committee.
This definitely needs a Senate subcommittee hearing for sure. I think Dom as commissioner.
You fucking Democrats. Unbelievable.
Geoff as the cheating champion should be brought have to testify in front of the Senate subcommittee on MSPH Wrestling.
I mean, we don't even deal with the
Where
proper
was I in
channels.
January 6th?
We're a specialty entity, so we just need the Puminati elite. We need like a panel of Pooping Kathy, Chewy Lee.
Doesn't everything we do though operate on a 2/3 majority? Can't we just strip Geoff of his title?
Yeah,
because this is voting.
So if
You're gonna vacate my wins like at the fucking NCAA?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
If MSPH Wrestling is to be believed on its surface, everybody has the same stats and it's chosen by a computer.
But Geoff never loses.
Geoff never loses and I always win. That's not random.
No, Geoff always never loses and you never win.
Yeah, that's what you meant to say. You said you always win, which doesn't happen.
No.
It didn't happen in the last one.
I always lose. I never win. That was basically what I was trying to say. But my brain got scrambled because I'm apparently
so infuriated.
I'm apparently 5,000 years old of this picture of myself that I just saw. God damn it. I'm just going to fucking dunk my head in a vat of brown hair dye every morning.
You're going senile.
I really am. Never heard of anybody going senile in their 30s, but god damn it, it's happening. So, yeah, for those that didn't tune into MSPH Wrestling, myself included because I was at a wedding, Geoff's
which we'll get to.
Geoff's cheating has prevailed once again. I don't know how much he's paying Dom, but this needs to be investigated immediately.
I don't know what you and I did to upset Dom so much.
Yeah. Maybe Geoff
that
just
Jeff's
got
his favorite.
Geoff, like right when we started doing MSPH Wrestling, Geoff just slid in with his slithery, snaky ways very early with some palm greasing, and that's apparently just continued. Corruption.
I take a lot of fucking L's in life, right? I'm pretty much a born again virgin. Haven't had sex since fucking pre-pandemic. You guys can't let me get one win. You guys can't. I can't be good at something. You motherfuckers are gonna diminish me. Try to vacate my title. I can't just have MSPH Wrestling. I mean, Jesus Christ. Unfucking believable. This guy's married with a fucking house. You got wonderful Carl. I'm Intercontinental Champion, and you guys won't even let me have that. You pieces of shit.
Let me ask you this, Geoff. If the roles were reversed and I won every single MSPH Wrestling match and you lost every single one of them, wouldn't you think something
off
stinks?
This podcast.
Wouldn't you think something stinks?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, something stinks. And we have to get to the bottom of this. ASAP.
I fear you. And you're going to Congress like the fucking true liberal Democrat cucks you are.
There's already a petition on change.org.
Don't sign that. That's how I got hacked. Do not sign one of those.
There's already a draft for an executive order already in place.
So,
fuck you, Geoff.
I had an interesting conversation, dovetails, and gets into one of our destinations for this podcast, which is Wyoming.
DuckTales?
Dovetails. Did I use that right? Shuddy, help me out.
I think so.
I knew it.
I think so.
I've been working on that the whole day. I Googled dovetails to make sure that worked.
I thought you were talking about the cartoon.
So I got into a back and forth with my sports betting podcast co-host, a young kid. He's like 22, 23. Nice dude, but young. And he tweeted Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien's tweet from 3 days ago was, "It just cost me $150,000 to fill up my Harrier fighter jet. Thanks a lot, Joe Biden." And this motherfucker quote tweets and says, "Man, must have really got on this app and thought someone would feel bad for him." Like he didn't get the joke. And
wow.
And I lightly, I was like, I replied, I choose to believe that Conan O'Brien was making a joke. And he replies, "I choose to believe that this guy sucks." And I was talking about it with my brothers, and like, correct me if I'm wrong about Conan O'Brien. He's the former SNL lead writer, obviously late night TV show host, comedian, but like
Simpsons, got to throw the Simpsons in there,
right? He's he's got a pretty good reputation, right? He's like a genuinely good guy, right? Like everyone likes him.
Yeah.
So like clearly joking. And then we get into the conversation of me and my brothers about this tweet and about just like, I guess that he was talking about a fighter jet, but I just thought private jet. And I was like, Conan O'Brien doesn't have private jet money. And I was actually surprised to find out how much money he had. Do you guys have a guess on how much Conan O'Brien's worth?
422 million.
I'd say in the 100 million range. That'd be my guess.
I actually guessed 75 million, and it's 200 million. So way more than I thought. Like stupid wealthy, right?
I'm pretty sure 75 million is also private jet territory, right?
See, that's what I was wondering about.
So private jet territory is a lot lower than you guys think it is if you want to buy into like a membership program where you kind of just use the jets when you need them.
Sure. Okay.
Owning a private jet is a lot of fucking money.
You got to be like a billionaire.
Let's see what a Gulfstream.
Because like you gotta it's like maintenance. There's maintenance costs, like flight crew costs. You know what I mean? Fees, yeah. So fuel. It's like you got to be like a billionaire to have like your own private jet. And like the point, like the conversation with my brother's like, what is Conan O'Brien doing where he needs a fucking private jet? Like that guy probably has a pretty chill life at this point, you know? Like doesn't he just really do a podcast now? Like it's not like he needs a jet to go to different places to like visit clients. Like he's a fucking comedian. Like he just chills.
So a 13 passenger Gulfwing jet used, so that's been flown for 1,000 hours, is $55 million.
Whoa.
Just for the plane.
Just to buy the plane, yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like still, like there's no way Conan O'Brien's putting a fourth of his net worth on for a fucking plane. Like, what does he need a plane like that?
Well, maybe his net worth was 250 million, and he dropped it on the private jet, and now he's only worth 200 million.
Doesn't sound like you get the joke either.
But guys, if we pitch in, we can buy this year 2000 Gulfstream that has 16 passengers for only $14 million.
All we need is 500,000 more Patreon subscribers.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Come on.
a 22-year-old plane for $14 million.
Let's take the televangelist approach to this. Jesus really wants us to have a private jet.
Yeah,
So we really need you guys to open your
pocketbook.
pocketbooks.
You have to tithe 10% of your earnings pre-tax. That's the new Patreon tier.
We're doing a private jet tier on Patreon. Love it. Now we're talking.
That would be sick.
Could you imagine private jet? I just hop on the jet at like noon every Monday, fly out there, we do the show, and then I fly back that night and go to work Tuesday morning.
Do you think Patreon would allow us to throw up like a gag tier and be like $50 million tier and be like get the Puminati a private jet? Or is there like an absurd number where Patreon is just like, get that fucking horseshit out of here?
Like the David Cho strategy, you know that artist David Cho? Like his first piece he put up in Hollywood, like he was no one. He put it up for sale for like $100,000. So he's like, well, someone will just buy it. Like they don't know any better. Like some rich guy will come through and buy it. Yeah. That's kind of what we're getting at. Like, let's just put up $100,000 Patreon tier. Who knows? Probably no one will subscribe, but
and I don't think Patreon would mind because that is a huge thing for them to get a cut of. It works out for them. Like
they might reply back, why not just $1 billion? Fuck it.
Yeah.
So you always have to put like what is offered in that tier. So I mean, Geoff, if we got a private jet tier, would you once a month take the private jet to all those people and suck their dicks?
Can we get it down to a hand job?
What if they can just titty fuck your butt cheeks?
What if I give them a hand job on the private jet?
That's kind of cool.
Right.
And like there could be like a $50,000 a month tier where those guys can just get on and jerk off and watch.
I don't think it's gay if it happens in the air.
No,
like in international waters, right?
Yeah, it's like not a crime either. It's not gay if it's in international waters. We have to go over an ocean, but whatever.
Yeah, and then
you're paying for it.
We can do an international waters tier where we save up to get a yacht.
Man, we have lofty goals.
What would you rather have, a yacht or a private jet?
Oh my God, that's actually like a really fun question. Because the initial thought is like, man, chicks love boats and yachts, and like they're going there with bikinis. But I also probably assume chicks like private jets too. So I don't know. Like the yacht,
you fly them to a place where they wear bikinis.
Right. I don't know. The private.
There's three of us. Why can't we have at least one of each?
Well, I mean, we have to like gun to our head. We got to pick one or the other. I think.
But I'm saying you pick boat, I pick jet, and then we just share them. Like when you go out to dinner with somebody and you share plates.
Well, either way, we got to put it's for the three of us, and we got to put MSPH's name next or on the on whatever it is on the plane or on the yacht.
They're all shit brown.
Yeah,
front
of
to
course.
Back.
We got to have good branding.
Like we're really just daring women to throw themselves at us with our cool floss moves. Like, hey, check it out. We got a private jet, and then we show up and it's covered in turds. Like, what are you trying to do to us, Shuddy?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I would take the yacht. I don't.
What would we name the yacht?
It'd have to be the SS Puminati, right?
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
And then the plane would be Puminati Air.
The Poomander.
Poo Force One is what the plane would be.
Poo Force One.
He got me back onto the private jet. We're doing the private jet. Let's do the private jet. 2-1 private jet. Well, actually, I don't know where you voted, Kevin. But
well, I don't know. I'm not big on boats, really. I do get kind of seasick. It's not really bad, but like, I don't know. Being out in the middle of the ocean to me is kind of boring. I know flying through the air isn't exactly thrilling either, but
how about being in the middle of the woods? That was that.
Well, I wasn't even in the middle of the woods. I was in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Oh, there wasn't even trees. That's how isolated you were.
Yeah, so the reason I had to miss, as most people know, the MSPH Wrestling was my sister got married this past weekend. And
we were getting there.
She had it in Wyoming, and man, I didn't realize how many fucking people we have that listen in Wyoming, because lots of people were hitting me up trying to go out for beers, but I think I never knew where it was. I don't know my Wyoming geography. And I think you guys just assumed, or maybe Shuddy just assumed, that it was in Jackson Hole.
I definitely just assumed that it was in Jackson Hole because what the fuck else is there in Wyoming?
Apparently, there's some place called Saratoga.
What? That's where I'm from.
You're not from Saratoga, Wyoming.
No, it's New York. Honestly, if you held a gun to my head, not even a gun, it doesn't matter. Like, if you asked me where Jackson Hole was and gave me 100 guesses, I couldn't. I probably wouldn't land on Wyoming.
I think Jackson Hole might be towards the north of it, and I was on the southern end of Wyoming.
Yeah, Jackson is in the northwest corner on the border with Idaho.
Actually, I brought up the whole private jet thing for a specific reason, Kevin. You posted an Instagram of the wedding. The fucking wedding looked beautiful, and you look good in your suit, man. It was a nice suit. I was impressed by it.
I clean up fairly well.
Yeah, I mean, gray hairs aside, I thought you looked all right. Just kidding. But then I clicked on your half sister, who I figured her account would be like private. I don't know. She just gives off a private vibe, but she wasn't. It was a public account.
Oh, it is? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, unless I don't think I follow her. I probably should now that I looked at her account. Actually, no, that's even weirder. It's even weirder than I'm bringing it up. Anyways, I saw some of her Instagrams, and she had one with her bachelorette party, and I was like, whoa, nice. However, the bachelorette party, the picture she took was in front of a private jet, I think. So, like, elephant in the room, how much fucking money does that side of your family have, Kevin? And can I borrow some money?
I have a feeling the answer to that second question is going to be no.
Okay. Fair enough.
Honestly,
Shuddy, before he answers, Google American billionaires, click the top result, Command F Hess, and tell me what it comes up with. And if that doesn't come up with anything, do Mega Millionaires. Fucking, this motherfucker's got private jet money.
Me? You're out of your fucking mind if you think I have private jet money.
You just got to kill a couple family members, and then maybe you fall into private jet money.
Yeah, I don't foresee.
Like the fucking. You look like fucking Greg from Succession in some of those photos.
I wish I got that reference.
You know, oh man, like Greg's probably the coolest one out of the whole Succession family, but he's also definitely the dumbest and poorest.
Well, okay, yeah, those last two words definitely ring true.
I mean, you have the most Instagram followers out of all those people, probably.
That's true. If only Instagram followers translated to some sort of
hairs.
Yeah,
financial.
Doesn't help your poverty or your intelligence, but you're cool.
Yeah, I guess. It also doesn't help drive people to the podcast either, because.
Well, yeah. Don't worry, I've converted all 1,000 of my Twitter or Instagram followers into podcast listeners, so I'm doing my part.
That's some great work. Yeah, nobody seems to listen to me.
You have a garbage
1,000
retention.
followers, Geoff?
I think I got 1,160. I'm up to 1,500 or 1,450 on Twitter, which is what I'm more or less shooting for. But yeah, hold on. I'm at 1,164. Just went up one.
Motherfucker. I'm at 1,145.
Uh-oh, we got a race.
Oh.
Everyone stop following Shuddy. Come over to the Geoff Records experience.
I guess I need to start posting more.
Yeah, you need an alley muffin to post.
Yeah, we really need to up our social media game, I think.
I hate social media, but
I know. So do I. Nothing makes me feel older than social media. Michaela and Zach are talking about this new one called
What's it called?
Be Real.
Is that from Cypress Hill?
No, but when you take a picture to post, it takes both your front and your back camera at the same time, so you can't bullshit what you're doing. From what I gathered.
Is it popular?
I don't know. And the only way you can see other people's posts is if you've posted recently.
That's kind of cool. That like prevents like bot or just shitty lurking.
Yep.
I like that.
Man, I'm going to sign up for it only because someone told me once that it's, if you're in the public eye, which technically the three of us are, it makes sense to, every time a new social media platform pops up, to snag your username across it. Like, even if it's nothingness. Like, I've done it for so many apps that just don't even exist anymore. Like, it's not that they're just unpopular. They straight up do not exist. But I signed up for them.
You have a profile on that that conservative social media site?
You get True Social or whatever? True Media?
No, the one where Trump went to. What the fuck was it called?
I thought that was it Parlor?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh. No, they banned me.
How about 4chan? How about OnlyFans? Did you claim at Kevin Kraft on OnlyFans?
I don't think I did. I don't think that was one I wanted much attention on.
All right. So, Wyoming, how the bridesmaids look hot. Now, I know you're not single, but were there hot single ladies in Wyoming?
Honestly, I don't know. There were women that worked at the resort that were kind of cute.
Interesting. Your half sister looked like a Wyoming 15. That was mean to Wyoming. Sorry. They don't deserve that. Apparently, we have a lot of Puminati out there.
So I'm taking my first Be Real picture. I'm going to try and take it so you guys are in the background. Let's see if this works.
Wait a minute. You're already on there?
Yeah.
You just brought it up.
I just
Jesus
downloaded
Christ. It. You weren't fucking around about
wow, there's a
your
lot of
names.
shit on here. This is fucking sketchy. It attempted to geolocate my photo. Like, oh yeah, sure. Just let everybody know exactly on a map where my fucking apartment is.
At least they asked. You know,
give them your exact coordinates.
All right, I'm sending it. It did do the thingy. So you guys are in this as well. You guys are the main focal point.
Yeah, because it's
I'm on Be Real.
Yep. Congratulations, Geoff.
With all my taco meat, man, I just made you the coolest Be Real account on the whole fucking app.
This is a fucking weird ass app. But I snagged it. I'm SEO friendly. I got Kevin Kraft. Fuck yeah.
Back to Wyoming. Was everyone at the wedding as impressed with your stupid little hat as you were, or were they annoyed?
Oh, they loved it.
Oh, man.
I only wore it the first day, and everybody was really, because I was just like, all right, joke's over. I bought a tiny little cowboy hat because it's Western themed. Clearly, I don't own any Western cowboy attire. I have like 2 or 3 suits that over the years I've splurged on, and I feel are fairly decent. And then I have like a couple of T-shirts that don't have death metal or nerdy shit logos on them. And then I have like, I don't know, a year's worth of wardrobe that's just death metal shirts and nerdy comic book reference shirts. So I wasn't going to, drop money on an actual cowboy hat that I'm never going to wear again. That's going to be super expensive.
Yeah, I was wondering, did you even look up the prices for those?
I didn't, just because I knew it was gonna hurt.
Just gonna hurt that cowboy. All right, I'll
so
look
just
it
like
up.
I felt like, okay, I got a couple of Henleys. I'm a big fan of Henleys. Like Geoff is with V-necks. If I could have an entire wardrobe of Henleys, I'd be pumped.
I'm a big fan of Henleys myself.
And Henleys can kind of look a little Western or cowboyish. So I thought, I was like, okay, my family knows that I'm a jerk off, and I always have to make jokes in any situation that I'm in. So I was like, how can I do some funny cowboy shit? So I looked online for miniature cowboy hats, and I found Amazon has a lot of cowboy hats for dogs. So I bought a dog cowboy hat that's super teeny tiny. And in the picture on the listing, a Chihuahua was wearing it. And I was like, all right, that looks tiny enough. When I got it, I put it on. I was like, okay, cool. I can stretch the little chin strap far enough to where it fits on my head. But the first time I wore it for an extended period of time was in Wyoming, and this fucking thing squished my fucking fat face and like started turning me purple and shit for wearing it for too long. So I got the laughs I wanted. My sister loved it. The rest of the trip, my brother kept asking me where it was, and I was just like, you know what? The joke is done. You guys saw my stupid little silly hat. That's all I needed.
It looks like the range of prices, at least when I search cowboy hat on Amazon, is like $55. So like you can get one for like $12. There's this one from this company called Grinder Punch. It's a classic U.S. American flag cowboy hat, but the company's Grinder Punch. I don't know. It's one word too, and it makes me laugh. Man, you should have gotten a regular cowboy hat. I think it wouldn't have looked good with your suit, but maybe you could have pulled it off. Maybe Carl would have been in the cowboy hat.
There's no way I could have pulled it off. Zero chance that I pull off Western attire. Zero. But after,
does Carl like country music?
No.
Oh, okay.
But after I got the hat and put it on, she was laughing hysterically, and she's like, "Oh, that's awesome." She's like, "You know what you should have done? You should have just dressed up like Woody from Toy Story." And I was like, "Oh, fuck, that's a really good idea."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you go cosplay at your half sister's wedding though.
Honestly, when we were hanging out and she saw the hat and she started laughing, and I was like, "Okay, cool, it landed." She wasn't like, "Wow, you couldn't even take my wedding seriously." She was like, "Oh, that's fucking awesome. That's awesome." And then she made a comment. She was like, "Honestly, we all had money on that you were going to show up in assless chaps." And I was like,
so you kind of underwhelmed in a sense.
Yeah. I was like, there was that thought in my head, but I was like, of course I can't show up to my sister's wedding in assless chaps. But apparently, everybody was rooting for it.
Everybody was bummed out that you didn't show up in assless chaps.
Now I know. If in like 10 or 15 years...
You can't even screw up right.
If they renew their vows, I know what I'm wearing. My fucking 50-year-old ass, sagging ass is going to be hanging out of those fucking chaps. And I'll still have my miniature Chihuahua hat.
Nice.
But man, it was an adventure getting there because like I said, I don't know Wyoming geography. I was thinking I was going to fly into Wyoming, but apparently this place was
you were staying at a hotel.
I didn't know what my sleeping arrangements were going to look like, but apparently the ranch arranged for transportation, like big vans, to get people from the airport in Denver to the actual ranch. So all of the times that the buses would leave the airport, the only way I could get there was if I flew out at like 6 a.m. Oh. So I had to wake up, ass crack of dawn, actually not even, like a couple hours before dawn, get to LAX, fly into Denver, and then catch a shuttle, 4-hour shuttle to the actual ranch. Only for, a long weekend, and then do it in reverse. I don't know why I'm so burpy today. But I honestly thought I was going to be staying at a very, everything centrally located. So, like, the main lodge where everybody meets up and eats and stuff would be there, and then just surrounded by lodging. No, I had to drive a fucking golf cart back and forth because of how far away my cabin was from the actual main central area. This dude ranch is 30,000 acres. That's like a 43 square mile property.
Fuck, dude.
It's insane.
Wait, so they gave you your own golf cart, though?
Not really. I mean, technically, yeah. Like all the cabins and lodgings had their own names. So we figured out way too late in the weekend that each golf cart was marked with the cabin you're staying in. So we were just stealing everybody's golf carts and hoarding them.
Nice.
But they had all these activities planned that you could sign up for, and right when I landed and right when I got to the ranch, I had to tell the staff, I was like, look, I appreciate how hands-on all you guys are, and I know there's a lot of things happening. I have to get to my room now so I can work. I wasn't going to be like, I have to do a MasterChef themed podcast. I felt like if I kept it vague, they'd be like, he might have something important to do. We have to get him to his room.
The less information you volunteer, the less questions you're likely to be asked.
Yeah, so I immediately I didn't even say hi to 80% of my family. Right when I got to that place, I got in a golf cart, got dropped off at the cabin, immediately watched the episode of MasterChef, and then connected with Geoff and Shuddy and did the Crafter Geoff episode that is currently on our Patreon. And then by the time it was over and I got back to the main lodge area, the activity center where you sign up for all the different things you can do for the weekend was closed. So I missed out on a lot of shit. I did get to do 2 activities though. I went out and rode ATVs with my cousin and my brother-in-law, which I thought was just going to be a fun little thing cruising around. No, I was close to death. I honestly thought this was how I was going to die.
Why?
So they drove us out. We had to get in a car and drive like 20 minutes to some other location to get on the ATVs. Then while we're getting set up, the guy starts talking about how, look, you have to take all the safety measures we're telling you very, very seriously. Last year, we had a woman who kept, she didn't know how to control the quad properly. She would, floor it, because it was a thumb throttle. So she would push it all the way, get scared by the speed, and then take her thumb off of it. So it was, jerking, super, super fast, and it had, an engine brake. So when you take your thumb off, it immediately starts braking. She rolled her quad, broke 6 ribs, punctured her lung, and since it's so in the middle of the nowhere, it took 3 hours for an ambulance to get there, and then another hour and 20 minutes to get to the hospital. So this woman was just laying there with 6 broken ribs, a punctured lung, and since they were already kind of deep into the trail, they had to drive a pickup truck into the trail, put her in the bed, and then drive back through this insanely rocky, twisty trail with her just laying in the bed, bouncing all over the place, which had to feel awful on 6 broken ribs and a punctured lung. And the guy, after he tells us that story, and now I'm fucking pissing my pants, then he goes, and if you get worse than that, you're pretty much dead. We're in the middle of nowhere, nobody is coming to us, and if you get internal bleeding, you're bleeding out and you're dying. So then he's like, all right, let's get started. So now I have pants full of turds. We start taking this trail, which is just narrow enough for the quads. There's a guy leading, then it's my cousin, then it's my brother-in-law, then it's me, then it's another guide. And immediately, this fucking thing, the divots of the tire tracks are so deep and uneven, I'm sideways, shitting myself, thinking this fucking thing's going to roll. I'm going to break my 6 ribs. I'm going to internally bleed to death in the most painful way possible. And the guy, a fucking, downed tree log's going to go up my ass or something, just puncture my bunghole. The guy behind me has to pull up alongside of me when we got to a part where there was a little bit of a clearing. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, you just put the fucking fear of God in me, dude. That's why I'm going super slow. I've never ridden a quad in my life. I couldn't
How
fucking
far
believe
ahead
it.
were the other 3 when he said that to you? Had they
10 to 15 quad lengths.
Does your brother-in-law and cousin experience on quads?
Yeah.
So you were like Rooster in Top Gun Maverick, going too slow through the course.
I was chicken shit. Yeah.
For being.
Yeah, only if Rooster was a way bigger pussy.
But I mean, the trail had all these gigantic rocks, and I'm like, I've never ridden a quad, so I don't know how reliable these things are. And that dude scared the shit out of me. So I'm like, I don't want to go fast over these rocks because then I'll get chucked or it'll roll or it'll get uneven and tip over. But once we got 10 or 15 minutes into it, and I saw how well these quads handle, I guess the AT and ATV is no bullshit. They really can handle all terrains. We went through fucking creeks in it to the point where I had to put my feet up like this while driving on the quad because of how deep the water was. I couldn't believe that they just let random assholes who go to this dude ranch sign up and do this. It seemed I had to sign my life away and just mountains of paperwork, but still, I could not believe that this is like, hey, you want to go ride some ATVs? I thought we were just going to be in an open field, just doing donuts and shit.
Yeah.
Not a death trail.
Man, is there like different trails you could have signed up for, and like your brother-in-law just took you on the toughest one without you knowing? Is there any chance that happened?
This was the ATV activity. You do this and only this.
Yeah. You either go on the Black Diamond or you fucking stay on top of the mountain.
Yep. Dude, even the lead guy, the guy in front of us, at one point almost rolled.
Whoa.
Like, one of his wheels left the ground. And then it's like, okay, now you guys follow suit. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God. This is it. This is how I die. And then I started thinking dark, because my dad's only been gone for about 6 months, and it was a really heavy weekend with him not being there. And then it's like, great. Now I'm going to fucking ruin Charlie's day even more. Like, she's already bummed out that our dad can't be there, and now her idiot fucking 40-year-old brother's going to die on a quad.
Who didn't show up in assless chaps.
Yep. Just a disgrace.
Is there any chance your brother-in-law and your cousin had like a similar attitude or similar thought? Like, were they shitting their pants and just not outwardly expressing it maybe as much?
I talked to my brother-in-law, and I was like, okay, were you shitting yourself that whole time like I was?
Yeah.
And he was like, not really, but that one part when our guide almost rolled, then I started getting nervous.
Fair enough.
But the other activity I did was fucking
fishing. Fishing?
Bow shooting.
Archery.
I saw
Archery.
that, yeah.
So they gave us these little compact bows.
Compound.
Sure.
I would have believed either, to be honest.
But it was the day of the wedding, so it was an afternoon activity, and they were like, normally this goes way longer, but we were told everybody has to be back on the property by 3 o'clock to get ready. So we were there maybe 25, 30 minutes, and the amount of bugs in this fucking place was insane. I had dead bug carcasses under my eyelids.
Like, where you were doing the archery or just on the whole property?
The whole property, but the archery was a whole nother level. Like,
Did these bugs infiltrate and affect the wedding itself?
No, luckily they didn't. Because the wedding was at like a whole other location. It was we were all over the property just doing shit. It was fucking crazy.
Sounds like the Olympics. Just like Wyoming hosted your half sister's wedding. Is that like 4 different venues?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was nuts. But like I'm trying to. They had all these like dummies of different animals that were, as the further you went on, they would be further and further away. And I'm trying to line up my shots. I was actually doing halfway decent, but then a bug flies right in your fucking ear when you're trying to let the arrow fly.
Fucking throws you off and accidentally shoot your brother-in-law. That'd be another way you could have ruined the wedding.
But I mean, people were doing tons of shit. There was like paintball, which got axed because I guess everybody that showed up for paintball brought beer, and a supervisor was there, and they're like everybody was gearing up, and they were like, got some bad news for you guys. You've clearly been drinking, and we cannot legally allow you to go out and play paintball.
Man, what a buzzkill.
Yeah. And they were all like, no, this is my first beer. I haven't even finished it. And they're like, look, you're sitting there holding an open beer as I'm talking to you. We can't do it.
I just saw you fill up your flask. No go, buddy.
But they had rock climbing. I wanted to do rock climbing. I wanted to go and shoot some guns. They had shotgun skeet shooting, which sounded fucking dope.
That does sound kind of cool.
But, I made sacrifices for the Puminati. Crafter Geoff came first, above me getting any enjoyment out of the trip.
But you could have enjoyed these. Fuck, that sounds terrible. You could have enjoyed these activities had you
not missed the sign-up window.
Yeah, if you just postponed recording MasterChef and went straight to the sign-up window.
Yeah, because that's what everybody did. Like, I got off the bus and all I'm thinking about is how do I get to my fucking room?
Gotcha.
How do I get on Wi-Fi?
Did you not know, or did you expect like the sign-up window would go like for a few more hours?
No, I kind of had a feeling because we were one of the later shuttles, and they were like, okay, so what you're gonna want to do, we're gonna have somebody take all your bags to your room and stuff. Just head over to the activity center and start signing up for activities. And the line was out the door, and I was just like, look, you got to get me to my room. I got to go to my room now. So everything, all like the cool shit filled up. And, everybody's there in groups. So everybody's like, okay, the fucking 10 of us are going to do this. And then we're like, people played out their entire weekend right there.
So you said the line was out the door. It's just for your wedding though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Were there a lot of, so it was a big wedding, I'm assuming?
Yeah. About like 100 people. Yeah. It was pretty big.
Damn, dude. Damn. Your sister and her husband must be cool being able to get 100 people out to Wyoming.
Yeah.
I don't think we can get 100 fucking Puminati out to LA. There's mad shit to do in LA. Let me tell you, we got the infrastructure to hold all you motherfuckers.
Yep. And it's a no-go. But yeah, it was cool. It was fun. It was nice being with the family. It was rough with my dad not being there, and then especially, it being Father's Day yesterday. There was a lot of tough moments, but it was good being surrounded by family to get through it all.
For sure. And it doesn't look like you affected anyone's Juneteenth, so that's good.
Yeah, that was able to take place.
That was very respectful of you.
Yeah.
To not take anyone away from their Juneteenth. Does she have FOMO seeing you in the suit and seeing some of your Instagram photos? Like, damn, wish she could have went to the wedding?
I think in
retrospect,
she would have liked to have been there, but she couldn't get the 2 days off from work. And then, the travel that's a huge hurdle. So she wasn't like, oh damn, I'm so bummed out I missed on a 6 a.m. flight and then a 4-hour shuttle and then doing it all again a couple days later in reverse. And she definitely didn't miss just being bombarded endlessly with bugs in her mouth and shit.
Right. The travel though, this brings me back to I think one of the first dicks that I've ever sucked on this podcast. Teleportation. We need it. We fucking need it.
Oh yeah. I think that one might be
that dick for everyone.
That might be a unanimous MSPH because I would also, if there was a bonus dick, I would suck that one too to help things along.
Give an old Kevin Kraft rim job while I'm working on the dick.
Yeah. We could tag team that one. Like I imagine all of these dicks that come up and would Geoff suck a dick have butts on the other side of them. So yeah, I'll take one for the team and I'll tongue dart that bunghole to get us teleportation because, man, that sucked ass. That was not fun.
Well,
sounds like the only downside of your week.
All of it. I don't have to do anything. Thanks.
Nope. There's balls. You forgot about nutsacks. You got to suck that.
Yeah, you don't get to teleport on the strength of our dick sucking and rim jobs.
All right, fine. I'll suck the nuts.
Play with the balls or something.
I did load up the iPad with movies to watch, and I picked a new one so I could have some new 2022 release to review on the show, and I fucked up. Was it Spiderhead? Because I was going to give that one a shot, and I didn't. No, I should have, and I got confused because there's this new movie on Netflix called Interceptor, which is billed as having Chris Hemsworth in it, and he's an executive producer on it. I watched the wrong new Chris Hemsworth movie.
What? So now there's 3 movies that we're talking about, right? Spiderhead, Interceptor, and then what's the new one that you watched?
No, Spiderhead is the new one. I watched Interceptor. They're both new. Interceptor and Spiderhead are two new Netflix movies. Okay. Chris Hemsworth's in both of them. I'm guessing in Spiderhead he's in it way more because this one was just a cameo.
So I clicked on the Interceptor because I saw like Chris Hemsworth something Interceptor. I was like, oh fuck yeah! Like he kicked ass in Extractor. That movie was awesome. Is that what we're getting here? And then it was like Chris Hemsworth presents or produces. Like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like he's letting the little homies ride on this. It's bullshit.
I misread that part. I just saw Chris Hemsworth and was like, oh, Interceptor. Oh, maybe this is because I also know that they're making a sequel to Extraction. So it's like, oh, Interceptor, Extraction. Maybe this is the next one in the series. I didn't look into it hard enough, and I paid the price dearly because this was not a good movie.
Extraction kicked ass. I fucking love that movie.
I did too. Extraction was sick, and apparently, I guess that sequel or follow up is still happening. It's just not out yet. So Interceptor is this army woman gets relocated to a sea rig, and she thought she was getting some huge promotion. And then throughout the story, they reveal that she was appointed to work for some 5-star general, and immediately upon meeting her, just gives her a credit card and tries to he gets right in the butt crack of her ass, and then tries to push things further. So she goes and narcs on him. Nobody believes her, so she wears a wire, and they get his scumbaggery on tape. So he gets fired and demoted and canceled. She thinks, all right, I got rid of that scumbag, on with my career, but the military sandbags her, and they put her on this rig, which is basically a demotion. And it just happens to be she gets put there on the day where terrorists wipe out a base in Alaska that's the sole function is to intercept nukes when they get launched to us. And then this sea base is the last defense. So apparently, I don't know if this is real life, but America only has 2 defenses on its western coast to intercept nukes. So with that one gone, there's a team of bad guys set to overtake this one. And it's a little... I wonder if it's because they didn't have a huge budget. So a majority of the movie just takes place in this command center of this room where she's trapped in. And it starts getting...
Or in the broom closet?
No, it's like a command center. It's got all these, stations and monitors and shit. And she gets her and a couple other guys just locked in there, and the bad guys are trying to blast through and get to her. But the guy who's leading this whole attack is a hacker of some sorts, and he hacks pretty much every TV screen in America and hijacks all the news feeds and all the TVs in Times Square and shit, and just starts putting a live feed of him being like, yeah, America. And his whole motivation was stupid. It's like, hey, America is super divided, and everybody's mad at each other, and some people do racist things. And look what happened to her. She got sidelined because she reported a rapey general. So in that case, I'm helping Russia launch 18 nukes and completely obliterate America. And then it turns out he's a trust fund baby, and it was all over the fucking place. Really, really stupid motivation for the bad guy.
Do you think
if they attacked an Alaska Air Force base nowadays, that would be on the A block over the January 6th hearings? Probably not, right?
I don't know. Good one, Geoff. So anyway, the whole Chris Hemsworth link is when the TV feeds get hijacked. He's a TV salesman at a Best Buy or some shit. So he's showing people a TV when the news feed cuts in, and he's like, "Oh, what's this? What's this?" He's like the comic relief. And every once in a while, it'll just cut back to Chris Hemsworth in the electronics store watching the footage, eating popcorn, "Oh, this is getting good. Oh, what's happening?" Really? Yeah, that's his whole character in an action movie.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah, the ending sucked. It did have. I'll give it credit in a few points. The actor who played the bad guy was a decent actor. The hand-to-hand combat was commendable. There were some cool fights, and a couple here and there decent violent deaths, but wasn't enough to save it from being anything higher than a 2-dicker. At least it was short too. It was 90 minutes. But yeah, I got tricked. I should have watched Spiderhead. I watched Interceptor. Don't make the same mistake as I did.
I don't know. So one of the tags or keywords associated to Spiderhead is cyberpunk. Not sure I'm into the cyberpunk stuff. And that's more your thing, right, Kevin?
It's quite possibly my favorite subgenre. But it gets used too loosely. Just looking at this fucking thing, I can tell it's not cyberpunk. Blade Runner is cyberpunk.
Have you watched the trailer for this, or just saw the poster and read about it?
I've just looked at a few stills and stuff, but it's directed by Joseph Kosinski, who directed Top Gun Maverick.
Well, that's positive, but I don't know. When I saw the trailer, it didn't look like there was enough action. I was hoping for more action.
It's not getting great reviews. Now that I'm looking at it on Letterboxd, it's got like a 2.7. Interceptor's got a 2.1.
What did you give it?
2.
Okay. So you're a little bit below the Letterboxd crowd. A
little bit.
Did anyone in the Puminati watch it?
No.
Review it?
Dom has it marked as wants to watch. So we'll see if that stands after he hears this.
There's no predicting his taste, right?
Probably.
Or do you think he's going to like it?
I think he'll watch it. I don't know that he'll like it, but I think he'll still watch it.
I honestly think that there might be enough cool hand-to-hand combat that it gets Dom over the 3-dick hump. Just my prediction.
Now that you said that, he's definitely going to watch it so he can weigh in.
And I do know that Dom is a big fan of the lead being like a kick-ass woman.
He does like his strong female leads.
Yep, always has. Did you guys watch anything?
Man, I'm caught up on The Boys. I felt like I watched something, but I can't remember what it was. So I'm going to go ahead and say no. I got really nothing to review.
Only thing I watched was the 6-part miniseries from FX on Hulu about the Sex Pistols.
I've actually heard that's kind of cool.
It was a lot of fun to watch. There were some times where the cinematography was a little pretentious, kind of, and the first episode felt a little disjointed, and felt a little all over the place, but it was really fucking good. Enjoyed it.
Have you watched Pam and Tommy?
No.
Because I watched Pam and Tommy and thought it was dope. I was curious.
Sharon really enjoyed Pam and Tommy.
Are you guys talking about the shows or the documentaries, right? The Hulu did the shows.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Because, oh man, fucking Lily James, is that her name, as Pamela Anderson?
There's a lot of boobies in Pistols.
Are they good boobies?
Including
Or are they like
Maisie Williams.
I don't know who that is, but are they like saggy?
Arya Stark.
Okay. Are the other boobs like saggy, gross punk rock titties?
No.
Okay. Wait, who did you say? Arya Stark?
Yes.
And what's her name in real life?
Maisie Williams.
Okay. I don't know why that just scrambled my brain. I knew that. I don't know. I was like, who is this person?
There's one time you catch a glimpse of her at the end of an episode and you don't see her. And then the start of the very next episode is her riding a bike through London wearing a see-through like plastic coat with nothing underneath it.
I mean, she kind of showed her Nugatos in Game of Thrones at the end.
She did, yes.
Man, I don't remember that.
She was like boning the stable boy.
Who did she play in this again?
She plays someone that was associated with the Sex Pistols. I don't 100% know who she was. Hold on.
Isn't it like a story with the guitar player and his girlfriend? Where like
it's based on the book The Guitar Player and Founder of Sex Pistols, Steve Jones.
Oh.
So yeah, it does focus on him mainly and his relationship with Chrissy Hind, who's played by Sydney Chandler, who has got very nice Nugatos.
Is she a Babosaurus Rex?
She is, yes.
Nice.
She is.
Shuddy Boy, did you get a new phone?
No, why?
Why are text messages to you showing up as green instead of blue iMessages?
I don't know.
Oh, so yeah, this was the Sid and Nancy storyline. They touched on that, obviously, right? That's what I was spacing out on. That's why I was wondering if Maisie Williams was playing that character. Did they?
No. The chick who plays Nancy is super annoying. She's very good. No, Maisie Williams is a character named Jordan.
Gotcha. Damn, this Nancy girl was, I think, 20 when she died.
Yeah. And Sid was 21 when he died.
Gnarly.
which I never really put that to how young they were.
Right.
When it happened. Like, you know,
Shakespearean shit.
Yeah, 3 weeks in the United States ruined the Sex Pistols. That's how long they were here before they fucking imploded.
Some people can't hang, baby. That'd be a lesson to you. Come over here, you better bring your fucking A game.
#1 record in the UK, and they spend 3 weeks in the United States, and they're no longer a band anymore. The bass player kills his girlfriend and then ODs. Like, it's...
Was he convicted of murder? Yeah, I was going to say allegedly.
No. The way that they portray it in the show is they were on a heroin bender, and he wakes up, thinks she's just in the bathroom, and walks in and she's dead and has no recollection of how it happened, which is
convenient. Probably
fairly accurate, though, with them being smackheads.
Yeah, that's a decent point.
Yeah, smack will take you out.
You're a big punk rock fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you a big Sex Pistols fan?
I very much love the Sex Pistols album. Yes.
Wait, they only did one album?
They only did one album.
No shit. That's interesting. Funny, I watched this documentary on Netflix about Jimmy Savile. You guys hear about this documentary? You know who he is?
Oh, he's the creepy kid fucker, right?
Yeah, the kid fucker who was like a long time pop culture TV host, radio show host in England. Like he, was on the BBC pretty much every week. Like very, very famous, almost like Britain's Regis Philbin, we'll say. Supposedly, though, this guy sexually molested 600 fucking kids, up to 600 kids, and everyone loved him though. Everyone in England thought he was just the fucking man, and no one found out. It wasn't public knowledge about this shit, about the crimes that he allegedly committed until after he died. But supposedly, Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols sniffed him out early. I was like, no, that guy's a piece of shit. Fuck that guy. Yeah. He's one of the few people on record anti-Jimmy Savile, which aged beautifully. What a good take. I don't know. That's the only thing I could possibly review, and it kind of Venn diagrams into Shuddy's review.
It kind of
I knew it was there. I just didn't want to say it twice in one show. I felt like I was playing with fire there.
I did really I know it's going to be a steaming piece of shit, but I do want to see the new Jurassic Park. And I do want to see the Buzz Lightyear movie.
I'm not a big Jurassic Park fan, so I don't have any hope for that. I'm probably not going to see Buzz Lightyear because I don't think I've seen an animation movie since Up. I think that's the last one I saw. But I would be more into Buzz Lightyear, that's for sure. Because I have nothing bad to say about Toy Story, and who does?
Yeah, I just haven't had, I got time now. I could probably make a couple trips to the theater this week.
I actually didn't even know it was out. When did it come out this week?
Yeah.
Is that a date night movie? Would Carl see Buzz Lightyear with you?
Possibly. I think she would rather me, if it was going to be one movie that of those two that I go see by myself, it would be Jurassic Park.
She's not into Jurassic Park.
She likes the first one, but I don't know. The Chris Pratt ones have been pretty underwhelming for me. Especially that last one. Whew. Man, that was dumb.
I didn't even see it. Yeah, I only saw the first one and part of the second one, but I haven't seen the first one in honestly 25 years. I always I saw part of it recently, and I just, anytime I think about it or even pass it on the TV, I just get angry. It's just how did you dumb fucks allow this to happen? What? Why would you think it's a good idea to bring back dinosaurs? How could you think that? It's ridiculous. That old guy should have been fucking smoked. So Jeff Goldblum should have fucking killed him right when he heard the idea.
I just can't like the thing that they do with Chris Pratt where he's the fucking raptor whistler or whisperer whistler. Where he does that thing where he does like the blue steel face and then he puts his hand out to like tame them. He does that fucking all the time. And it's the third goddamn movie with him in it, and the trailer is constantly him just like putting his hand out. God, that's annoying.
So are you just wanting to see it because you're a completionist? Or do you actually care what happens in this movie?
I want to see where it's going because I know they're making more Jurassic Park movies, but apparently this is the last of this trilogy. So maybe Chris Pratt won't be in the later ones. I don't know. And it's a Jeff Goldblum movie, and I love Jeff Goldblum, so I want to see what he does. I guess if I was going to pick between the two, yeah, if I could only see one of these movies, I would see Buzz Lightyear because I like outer space shit more than I like dinosaurs. What about you? Do you have a definitive stance? Space or dinosaurs?
Me?
Both
I'll go space. I mean, I do kind of want to see that Planet Prehistoric show that I've mentioned.
Prehistoric Planet. Zach and I have watched a couple of episodes of it. It's fucking awesome.
It is cool, huh?
It is really cool.
I don't know, just like
a lot of it I watch and I'm like, how the fuck do they know all of this? Like, how do they know?
You know, by finding bones, like it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
But the CGI is really fucking good. It looks really real, and just listening to David Attenborough talk about dinosaurs is fucking rad.
What about you, Shuddy? Do you have a choice over between space and dinosaurs?
Probably dinosaurs.
What about space dinosaurs?
I mean, yeah. But I would definitely see Lightyear over Jurassic Park.
Damn, now I want to write a fucking space dinosaurs movie.
I mean, there's very little like this is a Pixar movie, right? Pixar Disney, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like their hit percentage is just through the roof. Like they don't really make a lot of bad. I don't watch them, but they don't make a lot of bad Pixar movies, really.
Yeah.
You know, so I know they follow a pretty simple formula, but it fucking usually works. And I would actually be surprised if Buzz Lightyear was like a bad movie. Like I have no hope for Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't either. After I saw the reviews for it and how bad the previous one was, I was like, it never picks up. They never really do 3 movies where like the middle one is just absolutely awful, and then they somehow save the third one.
Pull the nose up.
Yeah, it always just continues a downward trend.
Speaking of your completionist shit, where are you on Ozark again? Are you at the final season and just haven't watched it?
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the stuff that came out in 2022.
Okay. Well, I liked it more than Shuddy, so I kind of interested in if you could break the tie on that one or weigh in eventually.
You might be waiting a while.
Completion is my ass.
Well, I'm completionisting other things. Like I'm current on The Boys. The Boys kicks ass.
Boys does kick ass.
I'm watching Obi-Wan when that comes out. I finished season 3 of Barry. I'm caught up on Barry. And then I want to catch up. Oh, you're a completionist, huh? Oh, you like Barry, do you? Oh,
I don't say I'm a completionist.
But you like Barry.
Defense, he doesn't claim to be a completionist.
But he does claim to be a fan of Barry.
I am a fan of Barry.
You're the one who got us to watch it.
I think, I've definitely, I'll hand up. I've dropped the ball on that one. No argument about that. I'm at the point now where I'm just going to kind of bang it out in one day. Because it's all, 30-minute episodes, right?
Yeah.
How many of them are there in the season?
8.
Like 8?
8.
Yeah. So I'm probably just going to do that like one night.
Before I get to Ozark, I'm going to watch Better Call Saul. Because I haven't seen any of that either.
Better Call Saul is like legitimately phenomenal. Like it's fucking great. And then the cliffhanger they leave you on is also fucking awesome.
Yeah, so that takes priority over the season of Ozark, which most people say is not the greatest. It's not Ozark in tip-top form.
No, definitely not.
No, it's taking a step back. I can even agree to that. But Better Call Saul, just fucking epic. I can't wait for the final. I don't even know, final half season, final 6 episodes. I forget exactly how they're doing it when it comes out. And shit, in a couple podcasts, we're going to be able to break down Stranger Things. That's coming up fast.
Yeah, like a week and a half, right?
Yeah.
Friday, right? July 1st?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't wait for that shit either. So, TV's back.
Fuck yeah. Boing. TV boners in full effect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, what do you say we chip away at Mount Voicemail and do some...
Voicemails, yay! Yes, let's.
No, MSPH Wrestling announcements, huh? You guys just want to fucking shove all that under the rug.
Dom didn't actually send us a breakdown this time, unfortunately.
That's not what he told me. It's not what he told me. I've been in his ear since the event ended, talking mad shit, trying to figure out my next match.
Deleted it.
You son of a bitch. I'll have him send it to me.
Oh, yeah, went into my spam folder. Oops. All right, where the fuck did we leave off?
Don't worry, Dom. I'm just joking. I still have the email, okay?
Here we go. I believe this is it. All right, you want to take bets? Is this going to play through the iPad speaker or through the cable that's currently plugged into it?
The iPad speaker.
Yeah, you didn't unplug the cable and plug it back in already, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I think it won't go through. It'll go through the speaker, excuse me.
Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Whoa!
This is
For the record, I was with you guys.
Brian from Houston. I'm sure as an avid reader, the Dragon will attest that literature is a powerful tool to, when combined with one's imagination, to take them to a completely different place and time, almost like a daydream, almost. So our story takes us to when young Brian from Houston was in 6th grade in reading class. We were reading out of some book, and I got so into this fucking story that I'd completely lost track of like space and time and didn't even realize that I was sitting in my classroom because I was so interested and into this story that I was reading that I farted. My desk was...
I was wondering, like, wow, this is a lot of time to devote to the topic of reading.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if he gets cut off by the timer. But
it looks like he got it in under the wire.
I think he did, yeah. Based on finally getting to the climax of his story.
He said climax.
Sounds like Geoff just farted, too.
My chair squeaked.
Some chairs squeak. Your chair farts.
Play the rest of the fucking voice. I don't have time for your shit.
Fairly central in the class. And, it was the old school plastic chair, like with the desk attached to it.
Oh, yeah, I've farted on a bunch of those.
So...
Who hasn't?
Even if I was just standing out in the breeze, the fart itself would have been extremely impressive. However, sitting with my butt pressed up against that plastic fucking snare drum chair, it was like a combination of a flapper, a clapper, and a fizzer at the same time. And it was low.
So, I'm familiar with clappers and flappers, but a fizzer, is that like a frothy fart where it sounds like a cappuccino maker? Like a milk frother? I don't know.
And loud. And I didn't even really understand what was happening until I looked up and caught eye contact with my teacher, who was laughing hysterically, just like the other people in the classroom. Every student in that classroom joined in a cacophony of laughter.
See, no matter how divided humanity might seem, it truly is the farts that unite us.
This is why I always tell you should be farting in front of Carl. I think it would take your relationship to the next level. If you truly believe that, you will fart in front of this lady.
Look, we're already united. I don't have to work on that.
When things get rocky, like every relationship does, why don't you bust out a fart?
Yeah, if it ever gets to the point where she suggests couples therapy, I'll just fart. You're like, huh? Are we there?
Yeah, premarital counseling, your response will be just your ass farting.
Yeah.
Love it.
It was embarrassing at the time, I'd say, being, a little kid and all, but now I look back on that experience with fond memory and great pride. So have either of you ever had an experience like that? Anyway, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for what you do. Love your work. See you soon.
So, classroom farts?
I think I've told this story in this podcast. I'm assuming I have. It's not a long one, but in 7th grade social studies, I sat in the back of the class. I think it was random. I think it was assigned seating, but the way it lined up, I sat next to the 2 hottest chicks, like in our grade, and they were friends. And I let one get out in class, and I farted, and one of the hot girls blamed the other hot girl like out loud. I don't know. It was fucking hilarious. And I was so lucky.
Obviously.
Because I'm a fat kid. Like if any fart goes off in my vicinity, I'm automatically blamed. Usually.
So did they detect the fart because they heard it, or it was a silent but deadly one?
No, they heard it.
Wow. And she still blamed her hot friend?
And it had the acoustics of like, when it squeezes out when you're sitting down, it squeezes out. You know what I mean? It's almost like pops out.
Like a high pitched fart or like a deep clap?
It was more like a deep clap, but it was like, it like squeezed out in the area in between like the wood of the chair and my ass crack. So like it was loud. It was loud. And I was dead to rights. I was caught. Like they had me. And one of the other hot chicks blamed the other one. It was fucking hilarious. Like, oh, no, he didn't.
You started a hot chick civil war. And
it didn't neither one of them thought to like just easily just blame the fat kid right next to them who probably did fart and actually did fart. I don't know. I was very lucky. I really thought I was going to ruin my reputation. Not that it mattered. Because those hot chicks were then never into me. 7th grade, I didn't get any more handsomer as school went along, and I was never on their radar. But
yeah, just got to get good at farting then.
That's the one. That's the one school fart experience that I have. Actually, I farted in my friend's face who was holding my feet when we're doing sit-ups for like the president's test.
Yeah, mad chicks used to bust ass in PE when you had to like pair up and hold the feet down while the other person did sit-ups. So much farting.
So you had co-ed gym?
I know 100% I did in grade school.
Shuddy, did you have co-ed gym?
Yeah.
Oh no, it was just guys in our gym. Our gym class. Our gym class was fucking huge. There was like 40, 50 guys. Actually, no, probably not that much. Probably like 30.
No, it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my entire school career was co-ed PE because I remember my one buddy, they had us doing pull-ups or the rope climb. No, it was pull-ups. It was pull-ups, and he got a boner while doing pull-ups, and it popped out the bottom of his shorts. So he was known as Boner Boy for the rest of his life.
Oh, with the girls there?
Yep.
So did you guys have locker rooms too?
Yes.
Obviously not co-ed locker rooms. Okay. All right. So yeah, we just had boys only gym. And I prefer that just because like, I kind of like gym class. Like I liked, especially because I was a fat kid and no one like, expected me to be athletic. And then when I could play sports, I could always fucking surprise them. And like, it honestly like helped me out in school a little bit. Right. Just because I'm a fucking nerd, but like they saw that I could hoop a little bit. So I wouldn't get like bullied effectively. But like, I don't know, you can't really like, it would have looked weird to try hard at gym in front of girls. You know what I mean?
I didn't think that way.
Yeah.
Well, all right, maybe fair enough.
I was still super competitive in gym class. Like the greatest thing that ever happened was when they started having so many gym classes together when they went to the modified day schedule where we only had 4 classes all day. And so instead of having 4 gym classes at a time, they had like 8 or whatever the number was. It like doubled because it was 2 classroom periods combined into one. That they gave you the option of just walking the track the entire class, and that's where most of the girls went. Because I used to get pissed when girls would just stand there and the volleyball would just land on the floor next to them while they were chatting. So
damn it, take this seriously.
Yeah, I was definitely that try-hard kid that was like, what the fuck are you doing?
We had 2 gym classes that were co-ed, and one, it was like when the month we played volleyball, and then we did dancing up until I think like 10th grade where that was co-ed. Otherwise it was all like boys only gym.
Yeah, Geoff,
so
you should have, that probably would have worked to your advantage if chicks could have seen you excel at sports and physical activities. Maybe those 2 hot chicks would have been sucking farts out of your ass had they known. For
sure. No, like if they saw me play basketball, they would have been surprised. Everyone who like watches me play is like pretty surprised.
When I was in retard school, the classes were so small. There were like 6 kids in each class. So I used to fart. My science teacher, whose name ironically enough was Mr. Gaskill. He had, you know how the teacher just has their desk at the front of the class. So he had the student desks connected like U-shaped. So there was, 3 extra rectangle tables to sort of bridge the gap, and 2 kids sat at each table. So we were all just right up at the front of the classroom, and then the back had, stations to do experiments and all that bullshit. And me and my buddy Jan, before that class, used to go to his room, and we would make shrimp top ramen and eat it, because we knew that that particular flavor made us exceedingly gassy. And it kind of started where we would, like, if one of us had to fart, we would fart, and then it would be super funny. And the teacher, Mr. Gaskill, also would just sort of do laps around all of our desks as he gave the lectures. So once we started farting in class and broke that fart barrier, we started supercharging it with shrimp top ramen, and would wait until he got behind us and just rip the loudest, most forced, wretched farts possible. And it got to the point where when I graduated, I had him sign my yearbook, and he wrote, "Kevin, I believe that there's a hole in the ozone layer above my classroom, and it's all your fault." Mr. Gaskell. And there was this other kid in the class who I talked about him before. He was one of those students that had a checklist that he would have to give to each teacher in each period to go through and sign off on it. And I saw that one of the items on it was inappropriate smiling. So he did this thing where he was like Tommy two times from Goodfellas, like, "Hey, I'm going to go and get the paper. He had that thing. So I introduced him to my mom one time on Parents' Weekend, and I told her so many stories about him. I'm like, "Get ready for this fucking guy. Get ready for this guy." So I introduced the 2 of them, and I'm like, "Mom, this is Geoff. Geoff, this is my mom." And he puts his hand out and he shakes my mom's hand, and he just goes, "Oh, Kevin farts all the time in science class. All the time in science class. All the time in science class." And then my mom yelled at me.
For farting in class?
I was like, "Why are you yelling at me for being rad?"
It's natural, Mom.
The teacher's name is Mr. Gaskill. He's fucking asking for it.
That's true. One of my homies in college, roommates in college, went to an all-boys high school, and I was making fun of him once about it. It's like, "Oh, man, that must have been fucking weird and gay." And he pushed back. He's like, no, it wasn't bad. It was kind of fun. And he's like, we used to just rip ass in class, and it was hilarious. And I just thought about that for like a brief moment. I was like, you know what? That probably is awesome. Like if you're in class with like 15 guys and there's no chicks, you just light them up whenever. Like that's got to be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have comic relief at literally any point in the class. You never know. I mean, why not?
Right? Yeah. I mean, and then my mom, like, she tried to hit me with some fucking urban legend bullshit. She was like, if you keep forcing yourself to fart all the time, you're not going to be able to control it. And then you'll be on a date with a girl when you're older, and you'll just keep farting. I was like, what? That's a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it worked, though, because you still have never farted in front of a girl. So however your mom raised you, she raised you in a way where farting in front of girls is a no-go.
Yeah.
Right? You got something to add?
We'll never get through all of these voicemails if we go off on tangents this long with every single one of them.
Well, I mean,
there's a good one.
That's why the voicemails exist. They send us off on tangents and help us create content. I mean, Shuddy Boy, do you have any farting in school tales?
Let's just give one word answers to every voicemail.
Yeah.
Like now
we've got to breeze through these. We got to.
Or the better one would be to this guy's question. Yes, I have had a fart.
Yep, we've all
situation.
farted in school. Thanks.
Yeah. Moving on.
To get even more juice out of this stone.
Beautiful.
I remember one time, it was one of the hardest I've ever laughed in my life. My friend, we were at my buddy Wesley's house, and my friend Pender pulled his pants down.
Pender and Wesley?
He put his bare ass up against the sliding glass door to his balcony and farted, and it did this thing where it created like a dome of fart in his ass meat pressed up against the glass. And when it found a place to escape through, it made a sound I had never heard before. It went like, "Boing!" And I dropped to the ground, couldn't make noise for at least 90 seconds. Face turned red, tears streaming down my face. It was one of the more epic farts I've ever heard in my life. And I tried so many times to replicate that. Every time I had to fart when I was living in that apartment complex, I would pull my pants down, press my bare ass up against the sliding glass door and fart, and I never was able to recreate it.
Well, you should do that on your slider now. I mean, it faces Poop Slime Alley. Nobody there's going to care.
That's true. Imagine if, and you can't even see it from Poop Slime Alley, but if you could, imagine somebody walking by and just seeing someone just bare ass, just pressed up against the glass farting.
Sounds like a normal day in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Shuddy, we'll play the next goddamn voicemail, you fucking bitch.
Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Skip
what the fuck
this
is
one.
up? Art, Kevin, I apologize. I know you said no voicemails for a while, but I got to get this one off my balls. Just remember, when you're out there being a fucking dickhead, honking at people, flipping people off, that the dude you were honking at and flipping off might be 320 with an attitude problem who's willing to fucking follow you home. And bet when I caught him at the fucking red light, all of a sudden his window doesn't fucking work and he can't roll it down. He doesn't want to break neck. He's looking dead ahead. It took 3 handfuls of fucking change before I felt good enough to drive away. Just be nice to each other, because you never know who you're picking a fucking fight with.
All right.
Wow.
I don't think this makes him sound as cool as he thought it would.
Arts,
is he terrorizing people?
Yeah, if we're playing both sides here, what sort of driving were you doing that pissed somebody off?
Yeah, what exactly could this guy have been right to give you the finger?
I can see a whole another side of the story that maybe you're not in the right here on Arts.
Like,
I'm not saying that's how I feel though. I'm on Arts' side because he listens.
Basically, what we're asking is, Arts, were you asking for it?
Arts, do you drive like an asshole? Let's back up.
All right, let's get another one in.
Matt, that's a short Party Hour. What's up? It's
Geoff from San Pedro. Dude, I am on a fucking record calling you guys lately. It's awesome. Just checking in. You guys just played on episode 557, my 2 drunk voicemails. Now I'm kind of just buzzing stone.
We're not that far behind.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. This is 564?
Yeah.
Okay. We're getting there. We're still in May, early May. So,
I mean, we're getting there.
Fucking hell.
Geoff in his fart chair.
It's like May 7th? It's late. It's like in the morning, early morning hours. But yeah, dude, I'm doing good. The bitch is gone.
Still divorced.
Is okay. You know, it still gets me high, but, you know, it's not expensive. And I miss the dogs, but you know what, you guys, they're good with her. She's not a bad person when it comes to dogs. She always took good care of them. And I got a new dog. And Geoff, it's a French bulldog. And Geoff, I just want to say thank you. This is what is called respect. Listen to this, everybody listening. Respect. I went to Geoff and asked if I could call her little mama because she was a little mama. And you know what Geoff said? Yes, you can. Geoff, you're the fucking man, bro. And, yeah, thank you. Thank you. That was really sweet of you. You're a good dude. All 3 of you fuckers. Anyway, this weed, I was going to ask Kevin and Geoff especially, have you guys used Ease at all to get weed delivered? I've been doing that for fucking 3 or 4 months, and I have not been back to a dispensary since. So, yeah, let me know. You guys keep kicking ass. I'm doing a lot fucking better. I'm working a lot more, and life is just fucking getting better. So, yeah, I love you guys. Keep up the good work, and I'll call you back eventually. 626 night market. Let's do it.
Oh, shit.
I wonder if he's fired up the dating app promotions yet.
What was the question he asked? Because I just got my brain scrambled by the 626 night market. I'm realizing it's late June. It's Christmas in the summer again. 626 night market.
Asked about getting weed delivery through Ease.
Oh. I've done weed delivery. I've done speed weed. I used to do that back in the day. But
is that a dispensary, though?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Because it's been a while. I stopped doing the delivery stuff because they kind of give you big windows of when they'll be by with your weed. And then you have to tip and stuff. And it's like, this is fucking awkward. It's so much easier. Like, if I'm out, I'll just go to a dispensary and pick up weed.
I buy, somewhat in bulk. I think I buy, 14 grams at one time. And I just go to, a trap house in Torrance because it's cheaper. It's $12 a gram. That's usually the type, how I get my weed. There's a local dispensary that does delivery. I feel like I've never gotten Caviar, another delivery service for weed. I know Ease is one. Or
Caviar is, the Caviar that I know of over here is a food delivery service.
Or maybe it was Canary. That's what it was called. I think there's another one. I haven't used either one of those, but the couple of the rec shops locally do their own delivery. It's free delivery for $75 purchase, and it's very easy to spend more than $75 at these dispensaries.
Okay, so on to the most important part of his voicemail, the 626 night market. So the dates are the weekend of July 1st through the 3rd and the weekend of July 8th to the 10th.
That's it.
Well, there's a late August and then an early September. I can't wait until late August, early September. I'm down for making multiple trips, but what do you say we aim for the second weekend, July 8th and 10th, 8th through the 10th? Because first weekend, probably going to be the busiest.
You're also not here that weekend. Don't you have something going on?
Well, I thought I did.
Weekend. Oh.
And turns out I don't. That's usually when my family takes a trip. They decided not to do it this year.
Well, they're going on a trip with you. Maybe that's is that part of the decision making?
No.
Or is it a different side of the family?
That came afterwards.
Gotcha.
Either way, I'm around both weekends, but do you have anything going on July 8th?
Well, my preference would be to take that weekend or go that weekend as well.
Okay, second weekend. All right.
Yeah.
This
Do we have to buy tickets, or can't you just get them there?
You can. You save money if you buy them ahead of time. They're $1 cheaper.
Whatever.
And,
all right, fair enough. You don't have to wait in line, possibly, or
yeah,
less of a line. Yeah.
Yeah,
let's fucking.
I'm having the munchies pretty badly, and I went into the cabinet and found something that blew my mind.
Was it a turd?
And I know that I said we can't go off on tangents, but this is probably going to send us on one.
What the fuck? Reese's peanut butter flavored cupcakes.
Is it peanut butter filling?
Chocolate cupcake with peanut butter icing and filling made with Reese's peanut butter. And then sprinkles on top.
Fuck. What's the brand?
Mrs. Freshly's.
I've never even heard of that.
Sweeter.
It's like knockoff Mrs. Debbie's, but they're really coming for the title.
That is a power move.
I think the highest grade I ever gave out in a snack attack was this local bakery did a chocolate cupcake with peanut butter frosting and peanut butter filling, and it gave me a boner. I did like a food war, so it was so fucking good. It has to be better than that, just because those are like, mass produced or whatever. They're a little plastic, but whereas the cupcake that I got was baked fresh like every day. But
this is fucking solid, though.
Yeah, it has to be phenomenal.
This is really fucking good.
Damn it, dude. I don't go to the grocery store enough. Was that a grocery store purchase or a Target? Sometimes Target has better snacks or different snacks, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where these came from. This is the first time I saw them in the cabinet. They've been here for a while, though, because there were only 2 of 6 left.
Stop what you're doing. Text fucking Sharon right now. Where did she get these?
The only reason, and
draw me a map, Mama.
Dom found Boston cream Pop-Tarts out in the wild over the weekend.
Pop-Tart, top tier snack. I'm not a huge Boston cream donut fan. No, that's strong. I don't even mean to say that. I guess when I go to California donuts, even though they have a ton of exotic flavors, I would never pick a Boston cream, but I can't lie and say Boston cream. I wouldn't eat it. Of course I would. Nice. So what would you score that on the, what's your snack name again? Wait, Snack Morris. What would the Snack Morris scale on that be?
Listen, it has that, with these prepackaged baked iced goods, they have like that weird sort of like filminess that's on the roof of your mouth after you eat them. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually, it's a really mild one. It's not that bad. I mean, for a prepackaged cupcake, it's a solid 82, I think. It's really really good.
Yeah, because I
love a cupcake.
The like ding dongs and ho hos and stuff. That cake, like mass produced pastry, fucking texture, never really landed well with me. I never liked that whole line. That all tasted just chemically and fake. But that's not the case with those, Shuddy?
A little bit. It's not too bad. It's really not. Some of them, like some of the treats you get, you can really have that weird chemically like residue in your mouth. But no, these are really, really solid.
Because the Reese's, what are they? The Reese's cakes? You've tried them before, Geoff, where they have like, you get
snack cakes.
Snack cakes, yeah. There's like 2 of them in the package, and it's like a chocolate cake with crunchy chunk peanut butter on the top, and then it's coated in chocolate. Like when I saw those in the store, I was like, oh, it's fucking on. And then that chocolate cake layer at the bottom kind of tastes a little ding dong ho ho-y.
Wasn't that good. I remember giving it in the 80s, like it's delicious. But if I'm being real, it also was a little underwhelming based on like Reese's expectation or
Walmart.
Reese's. Walmart's where she got them?
That's just based on they have.
I don't even fucking have one around here. God.
They have an Oreos that looks like cupcake things that look really, I mean, their products look top tier.
No shit.
Why don't we have Walmart?
All right,
whatever.
Well, we're out of time for more voicemails, and we're out of time for a major MSPH Wrestling recap, so we can do that on the Patreon. But we gave Geoff his due. Geoff, you fucking won. You're in the fucking Hall of Fame, you cheating scumbag. And what was the match? It was the three of us?
It was the three of us and
four-way.
Dom. Tables, ladders, and chairs. You came ridiculously close several times to winning.
So what? It came down to just me and Geoff?
No, what it was one of the matches where somebody has to climb up the ladder and get the belt.
Oh, okay.
And you were up there quite a bit. That we were all thinking that the time you don't show up is the time that your character is gonna win a championship.
So
yeah,
I
that was the only chance you have of winning is when you're not there.
So I picked the lock, and then someone grabbed my ankle, pulled me off the ladder, and then Geoff went up and just opened it.
Yep, you and I were both like, it looked like there was no way Geoff was gonna win, because you and I were up there constantly trying to get it, and then Geoff goes up there, and Geoff was up there a couple of times, but the last time he went up there, grabbed it, and was immediately crowned champion.
The champion. And it was a fatal four-way ladder match amongst the made men, the commissioner, and the three hosts. So the most important win, really, of my MSPH wrestling career. And Bill Jackson, I know you're listening. I'm going to need a Ric Flair, Jeff Clark deep fake. I need you on that. Please give me.
No, I think
put my face on Ric Flair
treatment still.
Put my face on Ric Flair, just raging, just riffing.
Don't do it,
Parker.
How about you Photoshop Geoff into some gay porn, and right when the dick goes in Jeff's ass, he lets out a Ric Flair. Whoa!
I guess this is so you, Kevin. You just put me down. You can't accept my accomplishments. You can't let me live in my moment. And
we don't recognize
my
cheaters
moment in the
here.
sun.
We don't recognize cheaters on MSPH.
I'm pretty sure I'm 11-1-1 though. Career record. I'm a legend, Hall of Famer, and I can't wait for the next MSPH Wrestling. Even though it is slightly all downhill from here, since I've already accomplished the biggest goal there is to accomplish in the promotion.
Yeah, my future endeavors is just to hopefully one day win.
Yeah, I mean, you get a win, Brooklyn Brawler. You were the most basic bitch in the entire MSPH Wrestling.
Yeah, just I don't know what in our long friendship that I did to Dom to make him nerf my stats every game, but I don't know. Maybe one day in couples therapy we'll work that out.
You just fart in front of each other. That'll help.
I've farted enough.
Have you ever farted on Dom?
Probably. I've probably farted in front of Dom enough times to fill a hot air balloon. Fill a Zeppelin.
I feel there has definitely been times when on video you farted directly in Dom's face while he's been passed out.
Oh, yeah. I've farted in probably everybody in our friend group's face when they were passed out. There's actually a photo of like right after I bare-ass farted on Shuddy Boy when he was passed out on the couch, waking up, and it's just the right side of the picture is my naked ass, and the left side of the picture is Shuddy Boy on a couch with a blanket over him, like just waking up with the look of horror on his face, directly staring into my ass.
looking at your dune.
The good old days.
Yep.
Good old days.
Shuddy Boy staring deep into Shai Halud.
When boys could be boys.
Yep.
Smoking doors. I miss those days.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are off to Patreon land. If you want to keep the good times rolling, please check out our Patreon, patreon.com/MadScientistPartyHour. Crafter Geoff is going strong. It's weekly on the $5 tier in addition to the bonus podcast we do every week. And then the $10 tier has all of our individual shows and contributions and specialty one-offs that happen from time to time. Like Dom and Mark Rooster just did a Hijack Kevin's Nerd Hole where they unboxed the 40th anniversary of Elvira?
Yeah. I asked Dom when I talked to him this weekend, I was like, we do have an a toy unboxing show. You could have just used that. Like, that's exactly what Dom and Shuddy's toy chest is. You could have just done that with Mark.
Yeah. I still got to watch that because I love Elvira.
He goes, I didn't even think of that.
So yeah, check those out, patreon.com/MadScientistPartyHour. You can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Geoff Records.
And at MSPH Podcast on both Twitter and Instagram. Check out Geoff's sports betting podcast, Bet Slippin'. If you want to see the video of these episodes, youtube.com/MadScientistPartyHour. Every subscription, click, like, comment, all helps the algorithm. So if you haven't done so, please lend your homies a helping hand and check it out. Shuddy Boy, are you on tour at all? You doing any dates with Bert Kreischer?
No, not yet. Taking a couple weeks off until the beginning of August when you can catch me at Lafo's Chuckle Hut in Columbus.
Fair enough. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the show, and we'll catch you next time. But until next time, something